Let's go. It doesn't matter where. Let's go. You try to avoid this fight. How many months? You don't say my name. I
Islam Makhachev submits Charles Oliveira to win the title.
I mean, but that was the one, Joe. You said that combination extends. He's waiting for that opportunity to counter.
Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Garry is finally getting closer, and this is not just another UFC title fight. It is a battle that could have a huge impact on both fighters' careers. Many fans are asking the same question: can anyone finally stop Islam Makhachev's incredible run? Or will Islam continue proving why he is considered one of the best fighters of this generation? Islam has already built an amazing legacy. After becoming one of the top lightweights in UFC history, he moved up and captured the welterweight title, showing that his skills could work against bigger opponents as well. But standing across from him is Ian Machado Garry, a young and dangerous contender with elite striking, excellent movement, and a major size advantage. At around 6 feet 3 inches tall, Garry brings a different challenge that Islam must solve. Can Garry use his reach and striking to shock the MMA world? Or will Islam's wrestling, pressure, and experience prove too much? Welcome to Iron Fist MMA. In today's video, we break down why this fight matters, what makes Ian Garry dangerous, and how a victory could change Islam Makhachev's legacy. Before we begin, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Iron Fist MMA, and turn on notifications for more UFC breakdowns and fight analysis. Islam Makhachev's historic opportunity. A victory over Ian Machado Garry would become another huge achievement in Islam Makhachev's already incredible career. Islam has built one of the most impressive runs in modern UFC history. At this stage of his journey, every fight means more than just adding another win to his record. Every victory helps build his legacy and brings him closer to the conversation about the greatest fighters the sport has ever produced. In MMA, staying at the highest level for a long time is one of the hardest things to do. Many fighters reach the top, but only a few can remain there while facing the best competition available. Legends like Anderson Silva, Georges St-Pierre, and John Jones became all-time greats because they defeated elite opponents, handled championship pressure, and continued to perform at an unbelievable level. That is why consistency is so important. Being a great champion is not only about winning one big fight. It is about proving yourself again and again, adjusting to different opponents, and showing that you can succeed against the best fighters in the world. Islam has already defeated some of the toughest opponents of his generation, including Charles Oliveira and Alexander Volkanovski. Those victories showed his world-class grappling, smart decision-making, and ability to perform under pressure against elite competition. Now, Ian Machado Garry brings a completely different challenge. Garry is a talented welterweight contender with excellent striking, movement, confidence, and physical advantages that could test Islam in new ways. This fight will show whether Islam can continue his incredible championship journey against another dangerous opponent. If Islam defeats Garry, it will add another important chapter to his legacy and make his case among the elite champions in UFC history even stronger. But MMA is unpredictable. The biggest question remains: can Islam Makhachev continue his historic run, or will Ian Machado Garry become the fighter who creates one of the biggest moments of his career? The challenge of becoming a two-division great, moving up to a new weight class, is one of the biggest tests a fighter can take in MMA. A fighter is not only facing a new opponent, they are also dealing with different challenges. The speed can change, the power can increase, and the physical size of opponents can make a huge difference inside the octagon. Throughout UFC history, only a small number of fighters have successfully achieved championship success in more than one division. Fighters like Daniel Cormier, Henry Cejudo, Amanda Nunes, and John Jones are remembered because they reached the highest level across different weight classes. Islam Makhachev's journey has also been special. After becoming one of the top lightweight fighters in the world and winning the UFC Lightweight Championship, Islam moved up to the welterweight division to challenge himself against bigger opponents. Many fans had questions when he made this move. Could Islam's wrestling still work against larger fighters? Would his pressure and control be enough against opponents with more size and strength? Islam has shown that his skills are not limited to one division. His elite grappling, excellent timing, smart fight strategy, and ability to stay calm under pressure have helped him compete successfully against some of the best fighters in MMA. His move to welterweight has added another interesting chapter to his career. Fighting bigger opponents creates new challenges, but it also gives him another opportunity to prove his greatness. Now, Ian Machado Garry presents a unique test. Garry represents the new generation of welterweights, bringing youth, height, reach, and dangerous striking into this matchup. If Islam can overcome this challenge, it would further strengthen his legacy and show that his skills can work against different fighting styles and bigger opponents. The question is simple: can Islam continue proving that his greatness goes beyond just one weight class? Why Ian Machado Garry is dangerous. While many fans are talking about Islam Makhachev's legacy, it would be a mistake to overlook Ian Machado Garry. Garry is one of the most promising fighters in the UFC's welterweight division. He has built his reputation with his striking skills, confidence, and smart fighting style. Instead of rushing forward and exchanging shots, Garry uses his movement, timing, and reach to create openings and control the pace of the fight. One of the biggest advantages Garry brings into this matchup is his size. Standing around 6 feet 3 inches tall, he has a significant height and reach advantage over many opponents, which could create a unique challenge for Islam. Islam has already faced some of the best fighters in MMA, but every opponent brings a different test. A tall, technical striker like Garry forces Islam to find new ways to close the distance and use his world-class grappling. The biggest question is simple: can Islam get the fight where he wants it? If Islam can take Garry to the ground, his wrestling, control, and pressure could completely change the direction of the fight. His ability to dominate opponents in grappling exchanges has been one of his greatest strengths. However, if Garry can keep the fight standing, use his footwork, and avoid being controlled against the cage, he has the tools to make things very difficult for Islam. That is what makes this fight so exciting. It is not only about two great fighters competing, it is about two completely different styles colliding inside the octagon. Islam's road toward the GOAT conversation. The debate about the greatest fighter of all time in MMA has always been one of the most difficult discussions in the sport. The reason is simple: every fan looks at greatness in a different way. Some people believe championship wins are the most important factor. Others focus on the quality of opponents a fighter has defeated. Some look at how dominant a fighter was, while others value how long that fighter stayed at the top. Throughout MMA history, names like John Jones, Georges St-Pierre, Anderson Silva, and Demetrius Johnson have often been mentioned in these conversations because of their incredible achievements and long championship runs. Now, Islam Makhachev is starting to become part of that discussion because of his consistency and success against elite competition. Islam has built an impressive career by defeating top-level opponents and continuing to perform at the highest level. His technical skill, championship experience, and ability to adapt have made him one of the most respected fighters of this generation. If Islam defeats Ian Machado Garry, many fans and analysts may argue that his place among the all-time greats becomes even stronger. However, the GOAT debate will always remain open because MMA has produced many legendary champions from different eras. Becoming one of the greatest fighters ever is not decided by just one victory. It comes from years of success, overcoming challenges, and creating a legacy that people remember for generations. Islam Makhachev is already building that type of career, and every major fight gives him another opportunity to strengthen his place in MMA history. What more would Islam need? Even if Islam Makhachev defeats Ian Machado Garry, the debate about his place among the greatest fighters in MMA history will continue. Some fans may believe Islam has already done enough to be considered one of the best ever. Others may argue that he still needs more victories against top-level welterweight opponents to strengthen his legacy. That is what makes the next part of Islam's career so interesting. The welterweight division is filled with talented and dangerous fighters. Many of them bring different challenges, including bigger size, powerful striking, strong wrestling, and high-level grappling. Every new opponent creates a new test for Islam. Can someone find a way to stop his world-class wrestling? Can someone handle his constant pressure and control inside the octagon? Can someone force him into a fight where he has to overcome unexpected problems? These are the questions that make a champion's journey exciting. Great fighters are not remembered only because they win. They are remembered because they continue facing new challenges and finding ways to succeed. Islam has already shown incredible skill, discipline, and fight intelligence throughout his career. But the road to becoming one of the greatest fighters ever is never easy. Every fight adds another chapter to his story. Every opponent gives him another chance to prove himself. That is why his upcoming challenges matter so much. The true greatness of a champion is tested when they face the best fighters available and continue to rise above them. The legacy fight, Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Garry, is not just about winning a championship belt. It is about legacy, pressure, and the chance to create history. For Ian Machado Garry, this is the biggest test of his career. Can he use his striking, confidence, and skills to defeat one of the most dominant fighters in the UFC today? A victory would completely change the way the world sees him. For Islam Makhachev, this is another chance to prove himself against elite competition. Can he continue his incredible championship journey and move even closer to the greatest fighters in MMA history? But in MMA, nothing is ever guaranteed. One punch, one takedown, or one submission attempt can change everything in seconds. When the cage door closes, only one fighter will leave with his hand raised. What do you think? Can Ian Garry pull off the upset? Or will Islam Makhachev continue his path toward greatness? This is Iron Fist MMA. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Iron Fist MMA, and turn on notifications for more UFC stories, analysis, and fight breakdowns.